Welcome to BudeTV. We are continuing from where we stopped last time. The conversation was about the religion and the impact and where we have been. It has taken Africans by obeying and loving it the way they love it. We had with me here tonight. My name is Pauline Mwangi, and we have Mr. Richard, who was fired up last time, and we are going to continue this conversation. Welcome, Mr. Richard. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Richard Bude.
Thank you. So last time we stopped, our conversation, if I remember, was about the ed-
The
education and what really like what are the positive that you can say we have seen as African due to religion and all the subtitles it has brought with it, because religion brought education, it brought economic values, money and stuff. So take it
yeah,
from
but
there.
all those things that you mentioned, and that it doesn't mean that those things were not there before the arrival of Christianity and the thing that you just went that followed. So it's in different format. So it came here in a different ways. Like I said in the last episode, that civilization started in Africa. So
Mm-hmm.
that hasn't changed and it won't change. So it doesn't matter what we are seeing now and the way it is practiced now. It does not change the fact that this education and all these type of things were not there back then. It's different now from the way it was then. So and those people that had education that time, they use it economically to develop the their community and the continent the way it should be that time. So yes, there was no high rise and all those time. What we are seeing now. This is this time. That time, what they were doing was their time, and that was regarded as education and civilization.
Yes. I think you can tell different African continent, because if you look at different continent and who was the former colonizer, uh, for example, I would speak for Kenya because that's where I know and I've lived. We are British colony, and so we embraced English. So English became the guiding for education. And I agree with you. Even before the coming of the colonizer, we people still had their own way of governing themselves, healing themselves, uh, dealing with different type of
Situation,
predicament or
yeah.
situation that brought a community, and there was unity, and there was not this capitalist ideology which was brought. You have to make money from your own neighbor, so people lived in harmony with animals and the land they cultivated. So do you think even with the religion it has brought that greediness that we one have to prosper than the other person to be seen more blessed?
Um, in a way, yes, but not entirely because everything that has advantage also have disadvantages.
Correct.
So yes, the religion Christianity that was brought to the continent of Africa to the Africans or the black race doesn't mean that there are no good things attached to it. Yes,
Yes.
but it's the modality that it was brought to the Africans. When you are told that you should let go what you have, what we are bringing you is better than what you
Yes.
have.
And
So,
everything that was
so
African was demoralized and
yes,
abused and
that that's
taken
that,
away.
that's my point. I think what is more painful is that the said religion that is brought to us is practiced more by the black people more than those people who brought it to us.
Right.
So, and you start to wonder how, why. So I mean, again, it's because of the level of poverty. People just think that when they die, they're going to go to heaven and enjoy
And if you
everlasting.
pray more,
Uh-huh.
you get more blessings.
So people have taken advantage of that.
Hmm.
You see today the so-called pastors, not all pastors, a lot of pastors now, is business for them. So they just use basically the vulnerable poor people, telling them that
Eat grass.
you eat grass, for example, you are going to you will go to heaven, you will prosper, you will get a job, you will do this, all sorts of promises that is baffling when you hear or you see people buy into
Believing
all
it.
this and believing it.
Hmm.
So, and those are the things you just wonder what religion has become in the continent and the way people are using it. So again, from what I said previously in last time, that if it was that good,
Hmm.
they wouldn't bring it to you. You know, I'm not saying it in a. I'm saying it
I,
in a
I,
way that people need to
I
understand
hear
that.
you, and I think there's also something we can, cause we're human and we live and we see, and sometimes we can interpret things in one way or the other. Cause if you look at China, where it was when the colonizing started in around 18 something, when there was a scramble for Africa. If you look at China, was poor, but because they did not accept the the ways of other people who want to dominate them, they have been able to elevate themselves without even using the so-called uh, professional, the the language, which is English or French, Francophone, if you're from countries that
Yeah,
are French colony. So they have been able to, and even religion. I think
no, it's
Chinese also practice a different.
that's exactly my point. That's why I say you see what Christianity have done to the continent, because people they are so naive in understanding.
But
So
not only Christianity, Muslim has also
you know that
a piece of a pie.
no, I'm not talking about. Remember when the last time we spoke about it, I said
Yes,
it applies to all
all
religion,
religion.
but
Yes,
just that I cannot say much about the Muslim and other religion, but I
yes,
can only talk about the one
the
I know,
religion.
the
Yes.
one I'm familiar with, the one I grew up to know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm mostly talking about it.
Yes.
So it is simply applied to other religions,
Yes.
Muslims. So that's why I sometimes I get uh, I get pushed to the extent that I tell people, you guys need to understand these
Mm-hmm.
things. That what about those people who are not Christians? So are they not going to die and go to heaven? So
And I think also the question here to ask is, who is the giver of the things in this world? And especially when we came and we took everything that was brought to us, because then you have to take the religion, you have to take the education, which sometimes it's kind of corrupted, and especially even when it comes to geography. And I remember from me when I went to school, there's some things now as an adult, I look back and I'm like, you're telling me, like I would say something from Mugo Park, which is like in Nigeria. It was there even before, but who names, who gives things power, who gives things um, the names that we should all follow, and we should not ask question. And remember, even with the religion, you are taught not to question. So anything you get, um, if, and that's what I said. Even our viewers, we might get criticized about how we are openly talking about this, because you're just not supposed to question these issues and how we have come as African with, yes, a religion and education that sometimes doesn't seem to favor everyone, because people have different way of learning, and it seems like the like Kenya, which has a 844 system, which is a British system, not everybody thrives in that kind of education system.
yeah, but I think back to what we were talking before, which I actually like to dwell upon, is
Religion.
the way it is being practiced by by the black race, this religion of a thing. If you go to the developed society,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to in the
Like
U.S.
here,
If
even
you,
here where
in
we are.
Canada, in Europe, whatever, you will see. If you will be surprised how many people goes to church. The black people, they have more churches than they have factories in Africa, for
Mhm.
example. And even you go to Europe, you go to North America here, you will see almost every plaza you have African churches. So it's it's a thing that I'm still talking about, that why are they so much addicted to this thing? It's because they believe that when they die, they're actually going to heaven. Somebody told them that when they die, they
There's
are going to
hope.
heaven. There's hope, there's flowers there, there's all this beautiful that is painted for them.
Mhm.
So while they are doing that, other people are just discovering the world.
Yes.
So, and they cannot get it. And this is where um, it becomes so disturbing when you see pastors, some
Mhm.
of these pastors, most of these pastors all over,
Mhm.
they are just taking advantage of it and just
So,
using and
do
ripping
you
people off.
believe that then the some of the pastors that you are saying, do you think they know where the light and they know the truth, but they are, because some of them maybe take are benefiting from
Yeah,
you not knowing and
no,
questioning?
it's business. It's for them, it's business, and they don't want you to know. They don't want you to dispute their narrative. If they say something, this is what it is. They want you have to believe, and they will paint it in a way that you will believe. But when you see
Me, I
people,
still believe.
yeah, but when you,
I still believe I'm going to have a good life here, and I'm still going to go to heaven.
that's the point. You see, you have not because you are told there's heaven somewhere. So uh,
And I believe it.
yeah. I'm not asking you not to believe, but to believe what is not believable is what is is what is surprising. You know, is it basically is the unknown. When you are believing what you don't know, you are playing a card game,
Yes.
hoping that it will be there.
Yes.
Yeah, and I understand that if it is not there, it is not there. But if it is there, it is there. And the point where everybody would those so-called believers or Christians will say, "Oh, what about if it is there?" It's what about if it is there? But you know what you just went through here on earth,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you just decide to suffer yourself, and because you want to get to heaven. So
Yes.
of what use is it that you just want to put yourself through that because you want to get it? Somebody is taking advantage of you, asking you to eat grass or drink petrol or do this and that, and then you are believing it. And the pastor will tell you, "I'm going to pray for you to get a job. I'm going to um, pray for you to get wealthy, and this and you'll be protected from all evil enemies and evil things whatever around you."
Mm-hmm.
And the same pastor is having a lot of security guiding him or her all over, and he's telling you that, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
uh, come, I pray for you so that your enemy will not attack you. But the same
For
thing,
him,
you are
he's
having
already
security.
covered.
You go to churches in all these places, you you see all these leaders, so-called men of God. You have hefty men, security guys standing by them. So they put telling their followers that they will protect them
Mm-hmm.
by praying for them, and after that, that's it. Whatever they
But
go through, they
don't
go
you
through
also
that.
think and I think I love, because I grew in a Christian ways and everything. And do you think because of how also the religion really teaches a lot of fear, and we human being as an emotion of fear, we get carried away with the fear. So if you're man of God, or whoever is guiding you, whatever they tell you, you believe it. And sometimes some of them, they prey on our human emotions, and fear being one of it, where you're fearing that you're not going to enter the kingdom of heaven. So my question is, do you think we've also taught ourselves um, not to think beyond what we are told?
It is not. I don't think somebody. It depends on individual. For me, as I'm concerned, you just cannot. You, I ask questions. I dig into things. I don't just take everything that is thrown at me. That's why this religious thing of a thing, you know, when you are brought up in a Muslim
Yes.
family, and all you know about is that religion,
Yes.
and if they tell you, oh, don't Christianity are they are this, they are that, they will preach the negative about the other religion.
Yes.
Same thing.
Mhm.
If you go to the Christian fold,
Mhm.
it's the same thing.
Yes.
They will tell you everything bad about Muslim. They will
Yes.
tell you and you forgot that there are, how many religions we have all over the world.
There's a
Uh,
lot.
there are a lot. So what
Mhm.
about all those people? They have followers, they have leaders, they have their head.
Mhm.
So which is which? Which one is better? And every religion,
Mhm.
every of each of them would defend them. They are theirs
Of
and say, you know
course.
what, you know, Buddha is better than Christianity. Muslim will say, oh no, Muslim no, you have to
Mhm.
go through Muhammad, and then the Christian say, oh no, it's through Jesus Christ. So everybody is talking and trying to affirm their own religion.
Yes.
So the bottom line, which one is the good
Taking
one?
taking us
Which one? Which one is taking to
to
heaven?
heaven.
What about people that don't believe at all? You know.
Those
So
one are forgotten. We are going to leave them behind. And I know I'm being warned about our time, and I know we have more to keep going on this conversation. And I like when you bring all these, because sometimes these are difficult conversation to have, and especially in many African community, because
it's not supposed. See, it's not supposed to be difficult. It just people just make it difficult. If everybody is up front, you ask question, and you challenge people. That's it. And if you are challenged, it's because the person that is challenged, you want you to give him the
but the
answer.
good thing with
You know.
the religion is that we have the Bible, that you, if you ask a question, will send you back to a certain verse, and it's able to elaborate the question
No,
for
no.
you.
It doesn't matter what you look at in the Bible and say the question. The Bible will elaborate. It is not really true. It's how you interpret the Bible. I could pick up a verse in the Bible and say, this is, I read it, and I say, this is what it says. And you see another Christian somewhere else who read the Bible say, no, this is how God, and you see Christians say, no, this is actually what God means. This is
Hmm.
what God was saying. The other say, no, it's like this. They already have you free your mind because they are interpreting it different ways. So that is one thing with a book. The writer of the book can only him or her
Yes.
can tell you, say, no, actually, this is what I meant when I was writing that.
Yes.
Because you are interpreting for something that you didn't,
You didn't.
you don't know about.
But I think
So those
the
are the
good
things.
thing about the Bible, and I've read most of it in my entire life, I think it have good story. It tells us where we have come as human being, and there's also stories that you can always see in our today's even human behavior,
That's the
when
point.
whether it's jealousy,
No, but that is,
whether it's killing,
no,
whether it's
that's the point. That's the
all those things.
that's the point.
And I think you also, you grew up in a Christian way, so you like the Bible. I think the only question you have is, are we all going to heaven? And is this heaven there? Or what is your concern around the whole religion?
They should just go and come back and tell me there's one. And then because if somebody, some evil person, some bad person dies, so that person is just going to hell.
Hmm.
You know, so his body is
But
going to
again,
burn
I
in heaven.
think for that one we can never judge, because even the Bible tells us you're going to be judged too at the last day. So nobody can, like, we can really take ourselves and give that power, because the power is left for God to judge. So we don't know whether who's gonna make it
Let's let,
or
let's
who's going to be left behind.
let's take a few more minutes on this. Let's go on commercial break,
Yes.
and then when we come back, we'll come and trash that aspect you just mentioned.
Thank
At least before we go to the next episode. But let's just take commercial break.
Thank you.
So we'll be.
So we are going on commercial break, and please follow us if you have question, concerns, or if you want to join us in our studio. Kindly inbox us, share our video, and also comment, so that we can know how we are going to bring you more conversation, even more difficult conversation. You are going to be hearing them in our studio. So thank you so much for your time. My name is Pauline Mwangi with you here.
We're going on commercial break.
Okay.
We're going on commercial break. So
Commercial break.
We'll be right back, and then we can take it from there.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Thank you.